Kind of cray-cray. I don't know if that's true. I'm really bad at this game. Anyway, welcome back to another podcast about CDH. It's called CDH The Lost, a podcast about CDH. I'm Bailey. I'm here with Parker. Say hi, Parker.
Hello.
We might be a little rusty this episode. Please forgive us.
Just a tad.
We've definitely recorded multiple episodes this week or like in the last 2 months. Totally.
Totally.
We haven't.
No.
But that's okay. Tomorrow, I guess today, because I'm gonna be posting it
The
tonight,
day
and
where
it's gonna be releasing tonight at midnight. So hopefully people have something to listen to on the drive down. Hopefully we're entertaining enough for them. Is gonna be the Pacific Northwest CDH 2024 Final 4K. That's a really not good title.
No.
Pacific Northwest CDH Regional Championship 2024. That's a lot better title. We're going to go with that.
Still a long ass title.
I'm going to copy this so I can just paste it into the title.
Yep.
All right. There's a $4,000 prize pool. That's a lot of money. It's presented by PDXC EDH. That's cool. Sorry, I'm getting lost. Anyway, it's just a tournament. Throughout the year, there was a bunch of qualifying tournaments, and if you made top 4, you got free entry into the tournament. So people like Atlas, Cameron, people like that got free entry, and so they're going to be there trying to competing for the top prize, which is $1,000, I believe.
Yep.
Everyone else is a womp womp, and has to pay $75 tickets, which is fine.
Yep.
It's also in Oregon, which is like the furthest tournament that we're going to, except for like out of the Northwest, obviously,
Yeah.
like Philadelphia.
When we went to Philly, yeah.
But with that being said, yeah, it should be fun. Me and Parker are leaving tomorrow at 3 in the morning.
Yep.
Because we decided it would be fun to drive down the same day. But that's okay. We like challenges. We're also picking up Lauren and Lauren. Definitely not confusing there. One's a male, one's a female. One of them's going to be a floor judge, so that's epic.
Yep.
Maybe we can swindle some favors.
No, let's not. No.
They could call a judge on my ad nauseum in my Fibblefib deck. They'll be like, it's allowed.
You know what? I want to one day go to a tournament and hear a judge call about someone playing an Urborg in a mono blue deck.
I can put Urborg in right now.
Please do not put an Urborg in.
It'd make my deck a little bit worse, but it's already bad. So yeah. With that being said, we're probably going to be a little bit tired, but we have 92 energy drinks that we can drink from, and gushers.
True.
We're going to be gushing all over the place.
Oh my god.
The head judge for tomorrow is going to be Nicholas Hammond. He's a good Magic player. I like the guy.
He's a really good Magic player.
Yeah. He famously was part of Monarch Media. Was like the first big CDH thing to the scene, and then he got out of it, and then the people after that shat the bed, which is okay. Things happen, you know. He's also famous for his Vexing Devil Dan deck.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe like winning a few tournaments here and there, maybe.
Just a few.
Yeah. Nadu Extraordinaire currently.
Dude, yeah. When he showed up to the CDH6 with Nadu and was just like, I'm having fun. And then just stomped everybody with it. Was kind of insane.
Yeah. With that being said, it's a 2-day CDH tournament, which is pretty cool. We don't normally see that. It's a 5-round of Swiss. I wish it was more. I wish it was like 7 rounds. Since it's a 2-day event. But
yes.
5 is fine. It allows what we're doing afterwards more feasible.
Yep.
So that's chill.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's a cup with a cut to top 28 on day 2. In the first semifinal round, 13th through 28th from the Swiss from the previous day will compete in a single elimination round. The winner of those pods will join 1st through 12th for a second semi-final round. The 4 winners from that round will play in a final pod. Yeah, that's awesome.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. Ooh, I didn't even know this. It was $75 entry bundle. You get door prizes at registration, access to hotel deals at Doubletree by Hilton Hotel Portland, free 1 month access to patron-only PDX CDH Grind Time Discord server, and the last chance qualifier PDX CDH League. Have your entry reimbursed by participating in a month-long league all August in the Patreon. That's not. We're already too late for that. That's good.
Yeah.
This is what the rounds are going to be. This is important for us. 80-minute rounds with no extra turns. That's typical nowadays. 5
Yeah.
points for a win, 1 point for a draw, 0 points for a loss, 5 points for a bye. Always full proxy. It's tomorrow.
Yeah.
9 a.m. to 10:15 is registration. 10 a.m. is player meeting. Like, even us leaving at 3 is still kind of pushing it. Which is kind of funny.
Yeah, because it'll be a total of 6 hours for us.
Yeah, like 6 hours and 7 minutes is what
Yeah,
everything said.
we should be just fine unless we get stuck in traffic, and I
Yeah.
don't see us getting stuck in traffic.
Let's hope not. Yeah.
But even then, I think with player meetings starting at 10, we could probably get in contact with Nick if we're running a little bit late.
True.
Especially if we have one of their floor judges with us.
True. That is important. We are holding her hostage for our benefit.
Totally.
Is what we're saying on the internet right now. Shout out Lauren. Round 1 is at 10:30 a.m. That's awesome. It's probably more going to be like 11, knowing how player meetings go. They're going to ask all the questions that they literally just answered.
Yep.
And then it ends after round 5, so I'm expecting to be out of there at like 8 o'clock is the hope. If it were out before 8 o'clock, it's a miracle, because me and Parker might be getting sleep that night.
No.
And then 10 a.m. the next day, Parker's most likely going to be there.
No.
It's top 28, so Fibblefip has a chance to
Fibblefip has a high chance
to make it.
How many people are signed up right now?
79, I believe.
Okay. Hey.
We can check right now, actually. 77.
Theoretically, what? 2 wins gets you at least top 28.
Yeah.
Knowing from experience of playing in Philly.
Yeah. We're kind of big chillin'. But yeah, these are the people. I don't know most of them. I know Lauren Johansson. We're giving him a ride. Kilgore, love that guy. Alexander, know that guy. Cameron, shout out.
Yeah, we have me, you,
Jack,
Nick's
Cameron,
not going.
Carter. I think 5 of us.
Nathaniel moved.
Yeah, Nathaniel's an Oregon boy now.
Oh no.
You have to pub stomp him.
Is that only 5 of us from
I think so.
Bellingham?
I think so.
Damn.
But yeah, there's 77 people as of right now. There might be more. I hope there's more. Yeah, but who knows, honestly. 77 is kind of like a really bad turnout, if we're being honest.
Yeah.
But, like, it's almost not even worth the drive. But we're still going to go and have fun. Make love, stuff like that.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, a lot of people could still be signing up.
Yeah.
I think a big part of it is the buy-in plus the drive for the Seattle area.
Yeah, like the Seattle people don't want to come up to Bellingham and play, and it's like an
Yeah.
hour and a half, hour 45-minute drive.
And Lacey people come up to Bellingham to play.
Yeah, like Lacey people, no problem getting here, getting to this tournament.
Or even
Uh,
Portland. They're pretty close to Portland.
yeah, the Bellingham people, we're just insane. Um,
Oh my
we're
god.
driving 6 hours the day of.
Yeah.
But we do it for the grind. Hopefully, we don't hit a deer.
Oh my god. Yeah. Let's not do that, please.
Yeah, but
No traumatizing events at this time.
oh, you're getting traumatized, at least in the hotel room. Anyway, we're gonna be talking about what decks. We can start with Parker. Um, he's playing Sisse.
No way.
Who would have thunk that the guy who's been top fouring a bunch of tournaments with Sisse is on Sisse?
Yeah, no.
All your cards aren't up to date with your foils, by the way.
No, they are on my screen. I think it's your
Oh,
presets.
oh, this is awkward. Anyway, um, I won't reveal your sideboard, even though
You
I just
can.
revealed it.
You haven't
There's a dude.
refreshed. You.
Oh, let's refresh it. Granite, Fibblefip, Long Goodbye, Ruby, Sanctum Weaver. All cards that should be in a Sisse sideboard.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a typical Sisse list for the most part. It's Parker's twist on it, obviously.
Yeah, it's more of
Um,
a faster variant.
yeah, shout out
Um.
more interaction spells than Atlas. If I hear someone say Atlas deck is a control deck one more time, I am putting them through a window. I guess we're having no punches this time around on the run back of CDH The Lost. uh, anyway, we're on the Planeswalker package.
Yep.
That's how they win. They have
Yeah.
other win cons, obviously, like Derevi, Broken Magic the Gathering card.
True. Which the Planeswalker package is cool. I've been debating on subbing it out for a package that is more instant speed winnable, but it's just still a really good combo because I can go Dahada into it. I can go 5 mana Dockside Flicker into it. Like
Yeah,
it's really good. It's just drawing Oath of Teferi and drawing Nicol Bolas later game is hard.
yeah, I
And
agree.
so I've debated on cutting Nicol Bolas and Oath and running a different package, but
Yeah,
I think it hurts the deck more.
yeah, it's definitely something you'd have to test, not just randomly change it and then bring it to a tournament.
Yeah.
But both of us have been touching grass.
We
Let
both
me tell you.
we both have been touching grass. I have barely played Magic in the last few days. Or I'm more in the last few days than I have in the last month.
Yeah, and he played like 5 games in the last few days,
Yeah.
so we're cooking. I played a little bit more, but a little bit of a life update. I'm playing Fibblefip. Um, not because I think it's the best deck in the format, obviously not. But because I sold all my non-blue cards.
Yeah.
So I'm a mono blue boy now, and I think I might as well just bring it to a tournament. Like if this is the only deck I practice with, it's obviously going to be my best deck. I also have to update my foils. Look at me go. Um, Maybe I'll do that before my 7 o'clock bedtime. But yeah, it's Fibblefip the Lost. I have an entire primer. If you want to read it on your drive down, please do. There's a lot of spelling errors, but you'll know how my deck wins. You're still probably gonna draw against me. Yeah.
Hey, to be fair, it's not as long as the Yisan primer.
Oh, true. It is not as long as that Yisan primer. That was a beauty to read. We're on 27 lands. The last time I took it to a tournament, it was 29 plus 2 MDFCs, so we brought it down some. This is a turbo variant, so I'm gonna slam my cock on the table and jam it in.
Yeah,
Um,
I think if this is the correct call, with how many MBFCs you run, you're just up to 29,
yeah,
and they're tutorable off like if you
mystical
need to
tutor.
mystical
Yeah,
tutor them. and it's not a terrible thing to do. It's a 1 mana, get a mana.
Yeah.
Um, and ultimately, like, yes, I've seen you in the last 3 days, I think twice, play a Seagate Restoration for 8
It's only a 7 drop, to be fair.
and then pass the turn
Yes. Yeah.
and then win the game.
What I like to tell people is that my deck is bad, and they're like, "It's not bad. You have 30 cards in your hand," and I'm like, "I just drew 20 cards and I passed the turn. My deck is bad."
Yeah.
And then they get stopped because I have 30 counter spells in hand, and then I go to my turn, and maybe I win. Maybe.
You
Um,
usually do.
yeah. Uh,
Nexus of Fate is broken card.
yeah. Nexus of Fate, insane, best card in the deck. Love
Yeah,
this little
because
guy.
if you get Seagate Restoration, you can easily cast an Nexus of Fate.
Yeah. Yeah. This is probably one of the best spells in the deck. The 7 drops are kind of insane, if we're being real.
Yeah. No,
Commandeer, the definitely best card in the deck.
yep.
Nexus of Fate, I yesterday on Thursday when we do our weeklies, I played 3 games. Two of them, two of the games, the 2 games I won out of the 3, I won with infinite Fibble Fip damage.
Yep.
Because that's just what can happen sometimes.
Yep.
And then Seagate Restoration, I was told you'd never cast it for the front side, but there's just games where I have a Ristic Study out and I have 9 cards in hand and like 12 mana, and I'm like, I guess I'm gonna have 5 mana after this, but I'm also gonna have 30 cards in my hand
Yeah,
with
and
no maximum hand size.
you're gonna hit a free rock at that point, or even
Yeah,
a 1 drop rock that it just pushes your game plan.
yeah,
Also, just like running Isochron in putting under a mystical tutor, and people are like, "Why are you doing that?" And then you just tutor Nexus of Fate to the top of your library
okay,
at
to
each
be
upkeep.
fair, don't listen to Parker. I have never put a mystical tutor under Isochron Scepter, and I've been playing the deck for 5 years.
That's fair.
That's just not a play pattern that I choose to do,
No,
just because I don't have enough win cons.
no, that's fair.
Like Isochron is the best win con. After that, we have to look to our 4 drops and see that I'm on Mystic Forge, Aetherflux Reservoir, so I'm on a top combo.
Yeah.
Um, we won't look at Portcullis. Um,
The hard part is with Aetherflux, unless you have like a sack Fibblefip recast him with infinite mana, you really don't have a payoff.
correct. Um, Aetherflux wins with the Isochron Scepter, or I have to get the 2 drop, um, wherever it is. I'm not even in the 2 drops. Helm of Awakening to make my Senses Binding top cost 0, plus the Mystic Forge, and then I can win. So it's a 4 card combo. It's bad. Um, but I'm trying out different stacks pieces like Counterbalance. I've never been high on it, but recently it's been feeling really good. Portcullis seems really good into the meta right now. It might
Yes.
be dog shit and it going down south, but I'm expecting to see like 8 to 10 Corvolds. I think
Yeah.
Corvold is a popular deck up here, and I think Portcullis bends Corvold over.
Yeah, I'm expecting to see that Nadu and like Brog Sai
Yeah, and
and
blue farm.
Sisay.
Yeah,
Like less it's gonna be less Sisay than up here, like more towards
yeah,
the Pacific Northwest, but there's still gonna be a couple.
yeah,
But yeah, it's like you're gonna see the more turbo-y decks down there.
yeah. A card that I've been questioning for a while now is Emergence Zone. I don't know if it's actually that good.
I
Um,
think
but I think it's
it's
fine.
fine in this deck. It's better in green decks because you can go crop rot into
Yeah,
it and sack it.
yeah. I just have to draw it naturally,
Yeah.
which isn't the end of the world. I do have to update my deck list real quick. Um, remove that, and then it's Fountain Port.
Yeah,
Uh,
there's a
I will be.
couple of really cool changes that I think you have made and I
Yeah,
like them.
yeah. Like I'm on Trinisphere, which we saw the last time I brought it to a tournament, and I did well with it. That's
Yeah.
staying in. It shuts down my top line.
Mm.
So it's a non-bow, but it's also just an insane card. You're going first turn one.
Yeah, and
And then
honestly, if you can get land a Trinisphere and then land even just landing a what defense grid and then going for your like bouncing your Trinisphere and going for it, it's super easy to
yeah,
just protect yourself.
yeah, and I do want to. I think the mana base is what drastically changed the most and has like made the deck like even more potent. Like Talon Gates is just another Otawara.
Yep.
It comes in clutch sometimes. Last night when I went on my winning turn, I played Talon Gates, phased out of Bowmasters, played Defense Grid, won the game.
Hmm.
That's another change. Defense Grid comes in and out of this deck all the time, but it's in currently, just because I think I needed it. Um,
Yeah, even with the amount of counter spells you run, defense grid is just so nice to have because silence effects like that are just really good.
yeah,
Um, I know it's not a perfect silence effect, but if someone doesn't have 3 mana, they don't have 3 mana. The only hard part about it is if someone has 2 mana, they can play a spell if you go through your Sensei's line.
yeah. I'm
But
just
even
real.
then,
Yeah, it's interesting. I'm gonna turn these tags back off. I need to update these. Um, but the mana base I'm really proud of. I got it to like where I wanted, I think, minus the emergent zone. This might just become another island. And then overall, I think the deck is just
I
in a really good
really
spot.
like your enchantment package.
Yeah, might
Your
go up one more enchantment before tomorrow. Um,
I think your enchantment package is really good with steel enchantment, copy enchantment, um, Ophidian downpour, dress down. Like it hits the important stuff,
yeah,
and like it hits Ristic Studies. It hits um, like counter spells and hits creatures. It's what mono blue needs, and I think it's just an essential package nowadays with
yeah,
the amount of Ristics and amount of smothering tithes and even like steel enchantment on a what's it called the 1 drop white um blind obedience, something
yeah,
like that. That's asymmetrical or
yeah.
not asymmetrical.
Asymmetrical.
Yeah, asymmetrical to you compared to your opponents.
Yeah,
Like yeah, I'm surprised it doesn't see more play.
yeah. Well, now like blue farm, some blue farm decks are even on them. They're especially on copy artifact. Some are on steel enchantment. But there's one more enchantment that I should just add into the sideboard real quick. It's a mirror something. Mirror Hall? No. Um, I have it in my box. Anyway, it's a 3 drop, a colorless blue blue, mirror maid. Um, it enters as a copy of any artifact or enchantment on the battlefield. So it's just strictly better than copy artifact and copy enchantment. The only problem I have with it is if we go back to our lands, we have our 8 islands, we have Talon Gates, we have Otawara, and Mystic Sanctuary, and Manamo. So we have 11 lands that tap for blue in our 27 land deck. That means less than half of our lands tap for blue mana. So having the double blue sometimes can just be tricky. I kind of tried balancing out with the artifacts of playing like our Arcane Signet and Felwar Stone. We're on both now. I was on neither of them to try fixing the blue pip problem, but
I feel like
that's the
that's
only
the
reason why
correct
it's not here.
call. Yeah, I feel like that's the correct call.
Yeah,
I
I
feel like it just replaces copy artifact.
yeah, I don't know how what the meta is going to be like. I don't think it replaces copy artifact. I think it replaces copy enchantment.
Oh yeah, that's yeah. I think
Um,
that's what I meant. Yeah, because yeah. Yeah, because it just replaces copy
Yeah,
enchantment.
copy artifact is part of a win con.
Oh, true. Yeah. Then yeah, just
Which I have never gotten off, but it's there.
yeah, Mirror Maid is interesting. I think with the amount of like cuz you're on like imposter mech, you're on
Yeah,
the all the rocks, you're
yeah,
on all the ways to make blue mana, and even though you're on 11 blue mana, you're still on the fetches, you're still on
yeah,
those, so you're gonna find them. You're gonna have the blue pips, especially because you are a control deck and
yeah.
you want to play for later.
I think it is a fine card. Um, I just don't like tapping on my blue mana ever,
No, and
and
that's completely
Mirror
fair.
Maid kind of forces you to do that in some games.
Yeah, and
Which
that's
I haven't
fair.
accepted that in my heart that I'm gonna need to do that, and I don't know what card I'm currently cutting for it.
It's honestly probably just copy enchantment because it's just a better copy enchantment.
Yeah, it's just more color restrictive.
Yeah.
I imagine there's a counter spell that I could probably take out. Um, I just don't know which one. I'm
What
liking how
what was
all of
the
them are performing.
what was the double blue one? Was that was it that one? Yeah, I don't know. I thought I saw a double, yeah, muddle, but muddle transmute effect more than anything.
Yeah, I try
Yeah.
avoiding the double pibs as much as possible.
No,
Like
and that makes
no
sense.
counter spell, which is funny because I just went to Cosmics, one of our local game stores, and I got the masterpiece counterspell.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I had credit, so it was like $20.
Damn.
And I don't know what I'm gonna play it in yet, but I'm like five more of the blue masterpieces away from having all of them.
Damn. Does that include creatures?
Yeah,
Nice.
I think there's four creatures, and then I don't have desertion, the one that bounces all lands to hand.
Ugh.
Yeah, I don't have that one yet because I haven't had a need for it. Maybe it's good in Fibblefip. Probably not though. Um,
Mm, please don't.
yeah, talking about more like Fibblefip changes. Born Upon the Wind is a card that I keep on taking out. I think if I do put in Mirror Maid for the tournament, it is just gonna be Born Upon a Wind.
Really?
Yeah, though chances of me getting an instant speed win are very low in the deck. From what how I've played it and how many times I've had Born Upon the Wind, and it's just being a dead card.
I
Um,
guess that's fair.
yeah, and then we have Eagle Vision. Wah! I love this card.
People let Fibble fit through so much.
Yeah, I guess if you're listening, let Fibble fit through. I promise I won't put an Ancestral on the stack. Okay, I will. But yeah, that's the deck I'm playing. I promise you guys, I'm not switching it up the night before. This is the deck I'm playing. Um, yeah, and Parker's playing Sisay, obviously. Jack is on Blue Farm, giving a little bit of the trade secrets away. Jack's on Blue Farm, big surprise. Cameron's on a deck. I'm not gonna say Cameron's because I honestly don't know what deck he's gonna be on. I hope he
Yeah,
switches it,
I do too.
but we'll
I
see.
hope he switches it for two reasons. So we all bring a unique deck to the tournament,
Yeah,
and also for the fact of comfortability.
yeah. It's a
Be-
little weird because he's he qualified twice with the deck, and then he was like, the deck's bad. It's
yeah,
like, no, it was just a rough tournament.
yeah. Um,
But I'm praying. I'm gonna pray tonight.
and then carts on Rogsai.
Yeah, unless he switches it back to Najila,
Please
which
don't.
might be for a comfort thing, but I think he's gonna be playing Rogsai
I
mainly
think he's
because
gonna be
I
playing
think
Rogsai.
he's gonna get wasted tonight
Probably.
as his pre-tournament ritual.
He needs to print out proxies for Rogsai.
Yes, but he won't, and we love him for that.
Should we print him out proxies? Goddamn.
Well, I don't have a working printer.
Fuck, I left work already.
drive back. Sorry, I need to print off cardboard rectangles. Yeah, but that's what we're playing. We hope to see you all there. Hopefully, we don't lose too bad to you guys. Hopefully, we beat you. If I win the $1,000, I'm gonna buy a lot of voodoo donuts.
Voodoo Donuts
Yeah, it's a Portland, Oregon thing. Let me type it in. We can all look at my search history together.
for the computer you barely use.
Correct. Voodoo donuts. Um, they're they're like mediocre donuts, but they have a cool concept. I don't want to sign up. They have like crazy donuts. Like we have
Hmm,
Dirt Donuts, Old Dirty Bastard, Old Captain My Captain,
that's
Grape
cool.
Ape. Yeah, I wanna try not tomorrow morning, but Sunday morning going
Okay.
before we drive back. I don't know where the closest Voodoo Donuts in relation to our hotel is, but that's one of my goals. So we'll see if that happens.
Yeah.
Um,
Are we staying at the hotel that the uh with the deals for the tournament?
eh, do you want to?
I didn't know if it'd be cheaper.
Um, I'll look into it. I haven't booked a hotel yet.
Oh,
I was gonna do it earlier today, and then I got distracted,
yes.
as typically happens with my brain. But we're here. Um, yeah. Hope to see you guys there. Um, oh, one more thing. If anyone is listening to this, get rid of your toxic politics. Don't say, I won't counter that if you promise you won't win the game with
Oh
it.
my god, yeah.
It's pissing me off because then you'll go back and be like, I said you can't win the game this turn. No, you fucking didn't. Sorry for swearing. I don't swear often. It just annoys me. You're ruining the community for people. I had
Oh,
a guy who's new to the community be like, I'm not sure if I want to come back to a tournament because someone said this. And I was like, no, that's messed up. You should have been able to win. They said that you couldn't win with this spell, but if you had other spells to win the game, you should have been able to win. And they bullied you out of it. I don't think that's okay. Fix it. Um, we want to be a driving force for the community, not one that tears itself down, which we've already been seeing in the community. Shout out Zane.
damn. Yeah, there's a lot of with the new rule changes, there's a lot of things that I think are controversially wrong right
Yeah,
now.
yeah. We, and Jack talked about it last night. With the new rules that are in place, if someone tries convincing that a spell should be taken back, you should be able to be like, I have a flooded strand in my hand, and a new information has been gained, in which they can't take it back.
And I
Um,
believe with what we were reading last night, that is how the rule is supposed to be.
yes.
And don't let people bully you into you thinking that you're making the wrong play. That is the ultimate thing that I have been preaching since I started playing tournaments is you play you and then deal with everything else.
Yeah, there's a
Just
quote by Jordan Peterson. Um, I know people might not like him because of his political views, but he is a pretty smart guy, regardless of those. He has a quote. It refers to men's mental health, but I think it applies to anyone of their walks of life. If you make a decision, it's always the right decision because you're a man. Face those decisions like it's the right decision. And I told that to our friend Dean when he was in a rough place, and it really helped him with a lot of his decisions that he made in the future. Um, put your spells on the stack. If you lose because of it, oh well, you're playing a game of cardboard rectangles. It's not the end of the world. I made plenty of mistakes in my day. Parker's made mistakes.
I've made so many mistakes.
Yeah, there's the countless times of he's been in the final pod, and then afterwards we realized Adrana and Linvala couldn't have been a target of a spell because it's black and it was a slaughter pact
Yep,
and won someone the game. It happens like every tournament.
it does.
It's gonna happen. Don't beat yourself up over it. Don't get mad at anyone else over it. Mistakes are mistakes. That's why we play the game. Just be inclusive,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah, the main thing when it comes to tournament is just confidence. Be confident in your own ability to play the game, and be confident that yourself, who are sitting in the position with cards in your hand, know what those cards do, and know that this card will push you to win the game, and put it on the stack. And if there's other information from other players that they give you later on, then maybe you can take the spell back. But ultimately, stand your ground, play your spells. Don't let people bully you into not being able to play those spells, because it's going to make your tournament experience 10 times worse. I know from experience, because of the fact that when I was at the Carthaven tournament, it ruined my mental state game two. When after the game, the whole table was like, you shouldn't have blown that thing up. It won him the game. But ultimately, anybody would have won the game at that point. They were just mad that they lost.
Yeah. Um, yeah. You make your decisions, live with them, even if they're quote unquote the wrong ones. They were the right one in that moment.
Yes.
Have faith that you're a good enough player because you are a good enough player to know when to cast your spells and when not to cast your spells.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
yeah, and that solves the main issue right there. You're gonna win more games just by casting your spells and not overthinking it. The amount of times where no one had counter spells and I had a win in my hand on Blue Farm or Rogsai, countless times.
Mm.
And I think it comes from a comfortability thing because with Fibblefib, it's kind of like instinctual where I'm like, okay, I'm jamming now. If they have it, oh well, I'll rebuild. Maybe I lose before I get to rebuild fully, but we just jam. That's how you win games. But yeah, that's all. That was our little spiel. I
Yeah.
think if we continue making episodes, which I that's the plan, unless I decide to touch more grass than I can handle, like I have been, um, we'll talk about what happened with Top Deck and other political aspects of the game. Um, I'm still working on tokens. I found an artist. They're still working on it. We'll see what happens with that. I'm not super concerned about anything that happens with anything in my life right now. Um, if I'm being frank, because I have more important things to deal with. Um, but recording videos brings me joy. Hopefully, you guys enjoy them. Um, yeah, that's it. Mono blue for life. Shout
Five
out
color.
Sisei. Shout out Sisei, the mono blue commander.
Yep, totally.
Um, Shout out Blue Farm, the mono blue commander. Shout out hopefully Dawnwaker Thrasios, the mono blue commander.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the episode. Enjoy, guys, or don't. It's really up to you.